Hello, welcome to the channel Taxonomy Online Mathematics. Still continuing with the lesson on algebraic expression and the factorization of algebraic expression. Then we have the next episode, which is the type 3 quadratic expressions. That is how to factorize a quadratic expression of the form x squared plus bx plus c. Now, if you are to factor, you can see this is a trinomial, 3 terms. Is an algebraic expression containing what? 3 terms. So if you are to factorize this, we have to follow some simple steps. The first step is that we find all the factors of the constant term, which we know this is the constant term, the c, such that the product of a pair of those factors equals to the constant term. The product of the pair of the 2 factors should give us c. At the same time, the same pair that give us the product of the constant should be summed up to give us the value of b, which is the coefficient of what? X. Then if you are able to do that, then you follow the steps discussed in the previous lesson, grouping method, to complete your factorization. So what it means is that this is my x squared minus sum of root, which is plus now under quadratic equation or expression, we have x squared equals to the sum of roots times the x. Simply put, the product we are looking for, the answer, the solution that we are looking for, the sum of it times the x plus the product of those roots. Simply put, if I have this x squared plus bx plus c, if I'm saying that I am looking for factors of the constant, a pair of those factors multiplied to give us this. If I take those factors to be m and n, it means this should be m plus n, and this will give me m times what? N. The product of a pair, meaning there are so many factors of the c, but a pair of them should sum up to product to give me what? The constant term c. And the same pair should also sum up to give me what? The value of the coefficient of my x. Simply put, the product, the constant term is c. The factors of c, when you multiply to give you c, will be m times n, as in the factor. If I add the same, I should get this. So we are going to follow the last step, meaning we are going to break this into those factors. So if I label this as equation 1, then my bx should be equals to m multiplied by the x plus n multiplied by what? The x. We are replacing this. We are going to replace the whole of this term by what? M plus n. So that means the n plus m is just the value of b, meaning m plus n is the sum of b, but the x is there. Sum of the product and that of the x. So this times the x. So m will multiply x to give me mx plus n times x, which will also give me what? Mx. So we are going to replace the value of b in equation 1 by this. So if you put equation 2 into equation 1, that becomes x squared. The whole of this is now this mx nx plus what? C. So you can see we can do the grouping method, which is the first 2, the last 2. The first 2, the last 2. Then we can be able to look for common factors. Then we get. Don't forget, this will also be changed with what? The product, mn. If I'm going to write it, this is going to be the value of what? M times n. So you can see the common factor I'll be looking for will be m, n, n. The common factor will be what? X. So that I can be able to have common factors for the two sides. So this is basically for factorization of what? Trinomial of the form x squared plus bx plus c, where the coefficient of x is not 0, meaning the a here will be a value of 1. So that is what we do. If this is out of the way, then we can take a question to be able to see how we can produce an answer for that. We have to factorize x squared plus 5x plus what? C. So this, our C is now what? 6. So we are going to look out for factors of 6. Don't forget, we said factor. We didn't say whether it should be positive factors or negative factors. So all possible factors of 6. Meaning, if I look out for 1 times 6, I get this. So that is the factor. If I take the factor of 2 and 3, I believe that also gives me 6. Apart from these two, we also have negative 1, negative 6. Don't forget, negative times negative give me positive. Then I have negative 2, negative 3. Also product to give me what? Positive 6. So I have all the factors. First step, list all the factors. Look out for a pair. Either this, or this. That is going to be multiplication of the constant term, but addition of our coefficient of what? X. So if I look out in all of them, I can see that this will give me 6, alright, but if I add, I get the negative 5. So I cross out this. This multiplies to give me 6, but if I add, I get negative 7. This gives me 6. If I add, I get 7. This gives me 6. If I add, I get 5. Meaning my mn is just going to be 3 and what? 2. So this becomes x squared plus 3x, 2x plus what? 6. Don't forget that 6 is still having the factor of mn. Meaning 2 times 3 give me the 6 out there. So you can see I have my 4 terms, which I'll follow the grouping method. So x squared in one bracket in another word bracket. Looking for the common factor, x to the power 2 to the power 1. So x will be the common factor. If you divide this by this, you'll be having only x. 3x divided by 3 by x will give you what? 3. Common factor, x is here, we don't have it there. But 2 can go into 6. So 2 becomes the common factor. 2x divided by 2, we get x. 6 divided by 2, we get 3. Check and see whether the bracket is the same. We have similar bracket. So we take the terms outside the bracket, x plus 2, and 1 of the bracket, x plus 3. So our final answer, if you are to factorize this, will be into bracket x plus 2 into bracket x plus 3. I believe you get the concept. Alright, so if that is clear, let's see how we can be able to solve this. X squared minus 7x plus 10. So straightforward, we are going to look for factors of 10. Okay, positive 10. So we know negative will be involved. So let's say I have 1 and 10. I have 2 and 5. Is there any factor again? I think it's only 1, 10 and 2, 5. As in positive. But we can also have -1, -10, -2, -5. Alright, so we are going to look for a pair that multiply. Obviously, they all multiply to give us our 10. So we look out for the one that will sum to give you -7. This is out. This is out. This plus this is +7, not negative, so it's out. -2 plus -5 will give you -7. So it means your factor that you are looking for is -2, -5. So you replace the 7 by -2, -5 with the x being the back of it. So I have x squared we are only replacing the 7 we have there with -2, -5, -2, -5. The x is added to each of them from the second equation. So what do? We group them. So I'll be having x squared in one bracket minus in another bracket. I believe by now you know why the bracket is having negative, because of the negative in front. So right away, I look out for common factor. What will be the common factor? This x. So x into bracket. When x divide x squared, I'll be left with only x minus this will give me 2. The minus will come. Common factor for 5 and 10 will be 5. 5x divided by 5 will be x. 10 divided by 5 will give you -2. So you can see the bracket is the same. So we take the outside term and the inside term. So the answer is just x minus 5 in one bracket, x minus 2 in another bracket. I believe you have followed the concept, because I'll be adding 1 and give you 1 to try. So let's see how that goes. Okay, so let's see. We have x squared minus 8x minus 9. So obviously we need the factors of what? 9. In this case, -9. Now, when the factors is -9, it means one of the factor is negative. You know, if I have negative times negative, I get a positive value. But in this case, one of the factor must be negative. So if I have factors of -9, I believe we have 1, 9, or -1, 9. This will be the combination I can get to get a -9. I can also get -3 and what? 3. With the same thing. If I turn the value, they are the same. So I am having this as my product. I need one of them. If I add, I should be able to get what? A -8. One trick is that the moment both the second term and the third term are negative, it means one of your variable is going to be negative. That's the factor. But the bigger one. If the smallest one is negative, you will end up getting a +8. So it should be the bigger one that will be negative in order to get a negative answer in the middle. So it means if I take this, I'll get a +8. If I take this, I get 0. So this is my factor that will add up to give me a negative what? 8. So right away, I change this to become x squared. This is going to be plus x minus 9x minus what? 9. Don't forget there is no other order we can follow. We can also start with the -9x first before x. We don't have any criteria to which we write the 1 first. It could be 9 negative first before the x. It doesn't change anything. So here I'll be having grouping. So if I group, I have my x squared in one bracket, in another bracket. But don't forget there's a negative here. So this becomes what? Positive. Common factor, right away, x. X squared divided by x. I get x. X divided by x. I get 1. Common factor for 9, 9. 9. 9x divided by 9, x. 9 divided by 9, I get what? Plus 1. Right? The bracket is the same. So x minus 9, x plus what? 1. That gives you your answer as the final answer. So that will be it. I'll take the second one. Then the third one will be for you to practice. So we are going straight forward to factors of negative 18. Right away, common factors will be 1 and 18 itself and 8 counterpart, since it's negative here. So I also need negative 2 and 9. I believe so. Then negative 3 and 6. Don't forget the counterpart will be negative 9, 2. This will also be negative 18, 1. Negative 6, 3. So these are the factors we can get. And we explained earlier on that if both second and third term are negative, then it means the factor that will be negative will be the biggest one. So in this case, I'll ignore this and think of this. Ignore this, think of this. Ignore this and think of this. What I mean is that this cannot give me my coefficient of what? X. So I have only these 3 factors. If I add this, I believe I'll get negative 17, but I'm looking for 7. So this is gone. If I take this, I'll be having negative 7, which I'm looking for. This will also give me negative 3. So my actual factor I'm looking for will be minus 9 and what? 2. Or 2 minus 9. So right away, this is going to be x squared minus 9x plus 2x minus what? 18. Replacing the minus 7x with minus 9x and positive 2x. So grouping become x in this bracket plus 2x minus 18 in another bracket. What will be the common factor? I believe x will go into this x times 9x divided by x give us only 9. Common factor will be 2. 2 dividing this x. 18 divided by 2. 9. So our answer is just going to be the outside terms x plus 2, the common factor x minus what? 9. Very simple at this point. So you just have to know which of the factors will be negative. So in this case, you are having negative and positive. The trick is that, yes, one of the factors will be negative, but in this case, the smallest one. The smallest factor will be negative to get this answer. So solve this. If we have reached this stage, I know you'll be able to get to this stage. If you get to this stage, then take this question, try your hand on it, and send the answer on the comment section. Either the answer alone or take a snapshot of the solution and forward it on the comment section. We are into this together. We learn together. So don't forget, the only antidote to mathematics is practice. Practice, practice, practice. Let's keep practicing, keep learning together. If at this point you are seeing this video for the first time and you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel Taxonomy Online Mathematics. Click on the notification bell so anytime a new video is uploaded, you will be the first to receive. Like the video as well, share with your colleagues and all those well-meaning mathematics lovers, and comment your thought. I'll be ready to read your thought whenever you write them there. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.